The following presentation, It's About Time, was prepared for the North Ronaldsay Trust and the North Ronaldsay Archives project by the Scott, Jacobs and Rhodes families, USA. We thank Peter Donnelly and the directors of the Trust. We thank Ian Scott, the late Kathleen Scott, and the Archives Advisory Committee for their encouragement and assistance. In addition to our own recordings, we draw on the work of many other people and organizations. We thank them for the use of their materials. We incorporate slides, movies, videos, and sound recordings made over a period of 50 years by the family. Many of the recordings have suffered damage over the decades. The recordings back in the 1960s were made on equipment less sophisticated than what is readily available today. The presentation also relies on excerpts from the movie prepared by Wendell Scott, based on the material for the Millennial Celebration in North Ronaldsay in 2000, titled Island Song, gathered by Wendell and Kelvin Scott when they lived in North Ronaldsay in 1995-1996. The clips presented here are but a small fraction of the material collected. Over the next few years, we plan to edit and assemble all the material into a format and platform which will be available to the North Ronaldsay Archives as a digital archive. Please note, this video was prepared without knowing exactly who would be watching it. Therefore, we hope that all viewers will find at least something of interest, even if not steeped in the history and folklore of North Ronaldsay, and inevitably there will be material some may find not so interesting. Inevitably, the video is a bit family-centric, that is, there are a lot of Scots, since we have to make use of materials available. It was not always easy to get materials from other sources on the timeline we were working on, but we are well aware that there is much of interest in homes and organizations all over the world. We hope others will come up with historical slides, sound and video that may be used by the Trust and the Archives. Our aim is to make further videos as breakouts from this general video, dealing with the history and culture of North Ronaldsay. Some of the topics we envisage: the Lobster Chronicles, the Four Seasons, Life on the Land, Education for Life, Art, Science and Spirituality, Cycles of History, Emigration and Immigration. The presentations are meant to be inspirational and motivational. That is, make people want to support North Ronaldsay. But we shall see. And now, as they say in North Ronaldsay, oh aye, just take a look and a listen, and we hope you enjoy it. Oh yes, just take a look and a listen. We hope you enjoy it.
Far away amid the billows of the wild and stormy sea lies a lovely little island known as Lone North Ronaldsay. Circling round in ceaseless circles swells the ocean bold and free, gleaming in the summer sunshine or rolling wild in majesty. Hardy seamen of wise courage are its islanders so brave, facing dangers without flinching on the wild and stormy wave. Yes, we love our little island, ring the news out full and clear, home of noble sons and sirs, and of mothers true and dear.
Now time it is a precious thing, and time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labor, along with all its joy, and time brings all things to an end. Once I had a bunch of time. I thought it never would decay. Then a lusty sailor chanced to pass my way and stole my bunch of time away. The sailor gave me a rose that never would decay. He gave it to keep me reminded of when he stole my time away.
The sun will be shining, and I feel that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right. To you I'll give the world. To you I'll never be cold, 'cause I feel that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right. And the songbirds are singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. You're in the arms of the angel, you find some comfort here.
To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven.
And a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to melt. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What does the worker gain from this story? I have seen the burden God has laid on man. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the hearts of men. Yet they cannot fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for men than to be happy and do good while they live, that everyone may eat and drink and find satisfaction in his toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken from it. God does it so that men will revere him. Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past to account.
There were another finding. It was a Scottish song. The autumn winds were sighing soft. The autumn wind was sighing soft about my lonely stable loft, when through the skylight's dusty red the sunbeam shining o'er my head. 'Tis but a week ago the month since I was well and hasting fun, as full life and health and fun as on among the young, when something in my breast it rang, a vessel burst and blood outsprang, and when the sun was in the sky, they laid me down, they melted. The doctor left me in good cheer, but something tells me death is near. My time on earth has no been lang, my time has come, and I'm ungang.
this is a Gaelic song that I learned before you were born. I try it, and I sang it. And oh, well, it was clearly before he was born. I was only a young boy at that time. And there was a fellow here, late keeper of the lighthouse, and he prevailed me sing this Gaelic song. And I sang it at a concert. And surprisingly, it went down very well.
In Gaelic or in English?
In Gaelic.
Oh.
I sang it in Gaelic. I
Are you
learned.
singing the Gaelic now?
That's what you do.
Very good.
Nen ramises marif an haimnal an sachail pan gurn snora Jawn ar hegen sa drain mi aifna Sgrian na sail siach Cwblai siach boiach Had a grúan hodar cwrn a rít da fyrien da gun gal boiach Da hol bein o'r da fiar ag nilsen Sgyrlas ni an marít yn londo Hold me good Can't ja, Ajaran the Piet and Boy. Gurna Hugil, Sherna the Colin, is a carry the Sorry, Slanley's a raven broker. Beatus Beaton Ramagura Cupiana Slaughter Hosanna Nashis and Aces Boy.
That's the bonus thing you're doing here.
Well, I genuinely in English. The first verse then.
It's the bonus thing you're doing.
Of course it is. The first verse is Now Mrs. not even hiding. Take the greenwood, come forth, my dearie. There's the greenwood, there's a fields that sang. And the wee birds in chorus cheery greet the sunshine the hill day lang. Oh, it's the bonny side of the whole lot.
again to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick and the wind song and the white sails shaking, and the grey mist on the sea's face, and the grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume, and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gulls away and the whales away, where the winds are like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over.
Come hoist away the mainsail and up with the ship. Come heave up the anchor and quick the rudder ship. For we're now upon the journey o'er the deep blue sea. Winds blow fair, for there's none so bold as we. Our craft upon the oceans that bound our seagirt isles, we guide with skill and daring where nature seldom smiles. And amid the shoals and skerries our steersmen guide our way. Winds blow fair, that there may be no delay. Away to our fishing grounds upon the broad deep sea, where loudly blows the stormy wind, the ever free. And amid the rosts and skerries we dare not to stay. Winds blow fair, that there may be no delay. Now down with the mainsail and hoist again the jib. Look well to all the fishing gear and see that nothing slip. Now obey up bounteous providence, send me luck upon the sea. Pull, boys, pull, for there's none so bold as we. We're bound into our market with our butter, fish and grain, well stowed into our tidy boat, we need not cart or train. For our highway is the ocean, so boundless and so free. Pull, boys, pull, for there's none so bold as we. Let us sing about our fathers, the dread Vikings of old. Oh, made the stormy seagirt isles homes for the free and bold. And in skill and manly daring may we ever like them be. Pull, boys, pull, for there's none so bold as we.
I can't do it.
Well, this is, I think it's a farming song, but it's actually,
President, look over the tips finished.
I was told it's a very old ballad, it's a peace song, and it's written in code language. So,
from where?
I don't know, but I was told in the folk club, I was in folk club in secondary school, that there were some songs we learnt, peace songs, which were written in code language. So, it's not meaning what it sounds like. And it starts, on a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him there's a swallow flying swiftly in the sky. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 donna. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow so proud and free? How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 dun, dun, dun. Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow has learned to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 dun, dun, dun. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him there's a swallow flying swiftly in the sky.
The North Ronaldsay sheep are a unique rare breed dating back some 2,000 years. They eat seaweed, one of the few mammals to do so. Consequently, the mutton is highly prized, both in the island and increasingly in restaurants throughout the UK. Interestingly, they are at their fattest in winter when the seaweed is most copious. They are now an endangered species. The Orkney Sheep Foundation, under the leadership of Peter Titley, Hunter Peace, Kate Trail Price, Howie Firth and Robert Brewster, is dedicated to raising funds for the preservation of the breed and also for the maintenance of the 14-mile stone dyke, which keeps the sheep on the foreshore. With rising sea levels, winter storms are increasingly destroying sections of the dyke. It has a Grade A listing by Historic Environment Scotland, the same listing as St Magnus Cathedral and Edinburgh Castle, and recognised as the longest freestanding dry stone structure in Europe, if not in the world. The Foundation needs our support. For more information, have a look at their website.
Over, pull it through, but don't take the stitch off your left hand needle. Put it into the front, over and off, and you now have 2 stitches from 1. That's an increase. Now, I'll show you how to make one, shall I?
Yep.
Right, pick up the loop between the 2 stitches, knit into the back of it, over and off, and now you have 2 stitches. So
Brilliant.
that's 1 increase and 1 make. So
Wait, could you do another increase?
Yep, I'll go to the end, because this is what you would do on your sleeve. Right, into the back, over, don't take it off, into the front, over, off.
what Jennifer,
What? So what's happening now?
nothing.
Oh, Alfie.
Back to the diner.
Yeah,
What happens now?
I'm not sure now, I'm lost now.
Seriously?
Jenny, what happens now?
Jenny, do you chant? Jenny, chant.
I think you'll get once one ribbon with this. No.
Didn't dry it over. What?
No.
What is it? Are you not in your tea?
A cup of tea. That's the way it looks. And one of this should always be longer than the other. So you do not join them all at one time. Whether be pinky is a damn nuisance on the strap as well as the fiddle. And then you take another lip machine like this and try it there. And then you try it again. And you just catch it in there and there, you see. And it's going ahead.
What? Oh, you just left them.
Right, you ring it.
Ooh, very nice.
Done. Sorry?
You're ringing them and then letting them go.
Ringing them, yeah. We're measuring the wing. And then putting them outside.
I've said it for years and years and years.
Next year, how many of them come back or what?
Not so much here because they don't tend to take the same route, but we're looking for them to be either caught somewhere else.
No water, no. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Then somebody will send the ring number in.
Yeah.
And then we can plot where to do it.
Oh, look at that. Now that's okay.
That's a great shot, is what it is.
That's like shooting seals. Look at it.
It's not exactly.
I'm scared.
To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
Talk about sunshine in far foreign lands, you sweet scented woodlands or downs. You may sing about mountains or rivers and lakes, the prairies or streets in the town. But give me the place off the North Scottish shore, where the wild surging greyback North Sea meets the rolling Atlantic, those islands among, for there is the one place for me. For there's nothing but smiles in the Orkney Isles, where the wild rugged shores pierce the sea. What can compare to the peat-scented air, or Salisbury that drives in the breeze? You can keep scorching sunshine in tropical lands, but give me the red midnight sun, where the quaint old Norse dialect can only be heard in the Orkney Isles, second to none. To be happy is easy in these Orkney Isles, from the north to the south, Ronaldsay. You'll find it's the same from the west to the east, from Stromness to small Coppensay. But those charming islands are all very well, your heart will be sown in a whirl. Captivated you'll be by a different spell, a charming Orcadian girl.
I don't need to leave until 9, really.
community to contact the other people, even your enemies?
It's also very good aerobic exercise.
gather round people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Camaraderies and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling who that it's naming. For the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are changing. Mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old world is frightfully aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend a hand, for the times they are changing.
To everything turn, 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 there is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven.
I took a stroll down the old long walk on the day I met a little girl and we stopped to talk on a grand soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? Because her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking a whirl down the Salt Hill Pond with the Galway girl. The rain came down on the day and she took me up to a flat downtown for a grand soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? Because her hair was black and her eyes were blue.
There were many other marriages and partnerships and children of a new generation who will provide the continuity with the past and the future of North Ronaldsay. Links that are hard to break. Generations of North Ronaldsay descendants live all over the world who return to this island, sometimes to stay.
To everything turn, 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 there is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven.
The song that follows, The Parson's Black Weather, Sheep that is, was recorded by Sidney Scott on Christmas Day in 1967, half a century ago. He had learned it from his father, who in turn learned it after hearing it only once on a herring boat coming back to North Ronaldsay from Kirkwall. The trip probably took 8 hours, so there was plenty of time to memorize it. Research by David Mackey, Senior Archivist at the Orkney Library and Archive, shows that this song is classified as an international folk song, with versions in England, Scotland, Yugoslavia, West Indies, Denmark, Italy, Spain, the United States, 5 different versions, and at least 3 in Orkney. Gilbert Voy of Ingerness in Orkney recalled his father singing the song at weddings in the early 1900s. Just imagine. Nevertheless, Sydney's version is unique, since others do not have the chorus. It seems that the words were changed depending on the occasion. Alison Duncan Twynius also heard it as a child in Aberdeen. Sydney said that it was probably the last time we would ever hear the song sung, and indeed we have not. You may never hear it again either.
A little boy did see the wood, and nice and merrily he did sing. Me feather chill the past black weather, I would not tell that for anything. Palderal-day, riddle-dum-diddle-dum, palderal-day, riddle-dum-day. The parson, he was in the wood, leaning his back against an oak. If you're singing in the cap, me boy, I'll give you a croon and an oak rock. Palderal-day, riddle-dum-diddle-dum, palderal-day, riddle-dum-day. The little boy into the kirk, and nice and merrily he did sing. The parson was in the bed with me mother, I would not tell that to any man. Falderal-day, riddle-dum-diddle-dum, falderal-day, riddle-dum-day. Year again, said the priest, as sure as I in the pulpit do stand. For I've never been near your mother, of I never so near as shake her hand. Falderal-day, riddle-dum-diddle-dum, falderal-day, riddle-dum-day. But you're a liar again, said the boy, as sure as you in the pulpit do kneel. For I saw you in the bed with me mother, with your black bricks down over your heel. Falderal-day, riddle-dum-diddle-dum, falderal-day, riddle-dum-day. The congregation are an hoot, laughing till they will like to choke. And the little boy, he comes stepping up. I wouldn't see the reverse history, and that's the devil or another, man. The congregation are an hoot, laughing till they will like to choke. They'll come stepping up. Sickness grown. The person who is in away. The person who is in away is the first liner. And the third liner is the boy and his mother ate wheel of the weather. But the other 12 lines, I'm damned if ever I could memorize them, and why I don't know.
In 2000, at the millennium, a time capsule was buried at the Standing Stone. It was lowered by the oldest woman and man in the island at the time. It will be raised in the year 2100. The ceremony and the act is in itself an affirmation of our faith in the future. The items placed in the capsule will tell future generations what the community considered important to pass on. Some of the youngest attendees at the lowering of the time capsule at the Standing Stone in 2000. Given increasing longevity, it is quite possible that they will be present at the raising of the capsule in 2100, 100 years after it was buried. They too, with all the other children scattered worldwide, affirm our hope and our faith in the future. For all that the island of North Ronaldsay has given to generations of people, and for all the support of North Ronaldsay by generations of people, community organisations, councillors, members of Parliament, MSPs, We have a duty to see that the experiment of growing up, loving, living and learning in this special place does not fail those who follow us. North Ronaldsay needs our support, as we were, as we are, and as we will be. Presenting new and native islanders, accompanied by music from Sidney Scott Anterbrick, singing North Ronaldsay's song from the poem by Willie O'Viggy, set to the music of Rolling Home and recorded by Anne Marwick. New islanders, just like native islanders, grow to love this island. They bring their own stories, songs, customs, culture and histories. Many people from all over the world have brought new life to North Ronaldsay over the centuries, and still today.
Far away amid the billows of the wild and stormy sea lies a lovely little island known as Lone North Ronaldsay. Circling round in ceaseless surges swells the ocean bold and free, gleaming in the summer sunshine, rolling wild and majesty. Hardy seamen of high courage are its islanders so brave, facing dangers without flinching on the wild and stormy wave. Yes, we love our native island, ring the news out full and clear. Home of noble sons and sires, and of mothers true and dear.
Growing up in North Ronaldsay and living there creates a feeling that all things are connected. Unlike the experience in a town or a large country, this sense of unity is captured well in just 2 lines from Robert Rendell's poem The Happy Isle. And bairns and birds and cow aye turtle together. Let this world's tide jung swirling over their heads.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season. Turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
Over the centuries and millennia, new islanders, whether Picts, Celts, Vikings, people from Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, the wars, have infused the island with new stories, dialects, practices, music, histories and culture. The island has always changed and adapted. As we welcome and celebrate new diversity, we must also remember and celebrate the past, which resides in people's memories, in archives, in thousands of photographs, recordings and writing and art all over the world. Here are a few such memories.
You were speaking about the old times when they had homebrew here, mind you, about the mill and the making of malt.
Yes.
Aye. What's the mill? Sweet.
I remind me they used to make the malt fine. My father worked in it. And my oldest sister, Peter, and he made the malt.
Was that Mary?
Aye, Mary.
Aye.
Aye.
But was it 3 weeks, you said?
3 weeks, I think it
took to make it?
Yes.
Aye.
But the studies started to make it here, but he took the far shorter.
He reduced the time. Aye.
He reduced the time.
21, 23 days. Aye. Depends on the temperature.
Well, I did stock of food into sweet bed.
The sweet bed, aye.
Yeah.
Ronnie Dunham from Newton said that he saw it coming around by the old building, the mill, and he said that she was lighted up like a Christmas tree when she came around the point. And after that they went to the door again and she was shown on the right light. and Johnny Nace and that days was the Rodman between North Ronaldsay and Sandy. And his fella didn't want him to go. He said his conditions was too bad to go out with the body. He said, I must go. And I'm volunteering in church, or the God's church. And he went out and he took the extra crew ashore, the first boat load. And there was I think it was the strongest lifeboat was available at that time, so they didn't have the phone in at that days. So I was just fully given the smart code that get the Sandy way or something like that. And Johnny Hayes got the first load ashore and the cannons blown up. A southeasterly wind blown up rapidly. The wind and the second load was nearly almost impossible at the pier. So the prize crew had the rifles aboard the boat and they threw them off the boat onto the pier. And there was all the shipwrecked mariners, I think also that used to be that we box with money. So they stayed in all those times they had for that night or maybe a few days, I'm not sure.
Almost one day or something like that. There was no gas or anything like that here, and the first thing you did in the morning was put on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You had to light the fire.
How differently did people dress to stay warm in those days?
Oh, they worked to stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
The houses was cold and windy. Well, the first thing you did in the morning when you got up was first put on the fire. And a calm morning, the lights were in spring and that, you could see the smoke going for the chimney. And the story is told of Shetland folk that the old wife, she didn't get up early and the man says, he got up one morning and he says, fire, fire, fire. And she says, where? Every bloody houseman, that's it.
The way we speak changes with time as influences come in from many places. It is hard to hear the pure North Ronaldsay dialect anymore, although in reality it was always a mixture of Scandinavian, Norn, Scots, English, Irish, even Pictish. There follows a recording from 1962 by John Laverty of Barrenha, speaking with William Scott in what is a pretty pure rendering of the North Ronaldsay dialect.
William Ingham said, "Kelle very gravely, he said to today, Caroli, I said a Caroli, but he said on near here, with a Caroli."
The irony of the story is that it was out of all bounds of possibility that Willie of Inkine would ever have a car, not in his wildest dreams. But instead of dwelling on the impossibility, he rather speculates on what other exciting acquisitions there might be to get from whatever they were looking at. The car was a given. In typical North Ronaldsay fashion, the story was repeated several times, with increasing laughter. You just heard a typical linguistic construction of the North Ronaldsay dialect, though one seldom heard today. A man is saying, "A car I will hae," "a car I will have," where the verb comes at the end of the sentence as in German, a common construction in the dialect of the past. Another example. It was quite common to hear older people say, "The bottle, it's on the table stand." For the English, the bottle is standing on the table. The last time we heard this construction used was Sarah Thompson at Innishill in 1958. tides around North Ronaldsay are complicated as shown in this diagram by Ian Scott of Antibreck. They run in different directions. In the song about North Ronaldsay, it is little wonder that Willie Viggy says, "Hardy seamen of great courage are its islanders so brave, facing dangers without flinching on the wild and stormy wave." Now listen to Willie and Eden.
You see, there's a main outside tides, flood stream and the ebb stream, and they run accurately all the time, more or less. But then there's inshore tides, and they run, and many a time they're running contrary, one to balance the other. You see, take this out here, like the bay, for instance. Flood tide runs south, and for the first 3 hours or thereby, the tide comes into the bay right now. And the big flood goes away south by the start, it's wearing away from the land a bit. But now, to redress the balance of water, the tide here then comes the other way, and he runs north, inside of the big south-going flood tide. So you actually have a tide here going north for 9 hours and only going south for 3 hours, whereas out in deep water it's 6 hours and 6 hours. So that's cheated a many a ship. So you would think as long as a flood tide, the tide will be sailing into the land. No, he doesn't. He sits in a wee while, 3 hours, or thereby, and then he turns and goes past, and out past dinner side there. Yes.
It is sometimes said that North Ronaldsay preserves more of the past way of life in Orkney than anywhere else. Some say it is the island that time forgot. This presentation has been about time. We hope you have enjoyed these glimpses of the past, present and future of North Ronaldsay. New organisations, such as the Orkney Sheep Foundation and people, are bringing new life and ideas. Soon the island may be designated as a dark skies community, and a research organisation, the East Anglian Astrophysical Research Organisation, may establish a radio astronomy programme. There is so much more material out there, and we hope that this little presentation will encourage others to provide what they have to the North Ronaldsay Archives project and to the North Ronaldsay Trust. Both organisations could prepare more comprehensive presentations of much higher quality. We have missed out so many important areas of art, literature, poetry. North Ronaldsay has great talent. While we often speak of the old stories, new stories are always forming and becoming part of the history. As Evelyn Scott once observed, we have our stories too. 50 years from now, they too will be told and retold. Modern technology makes it easier to preserve them. The past is not dead. It's not even past.
Far away amid the billows of the wild and stormy sea lies a lovely little island known as Lone North Ronaldsay. Circling round in ceaseless circles swells the ocean bold and free, gleaming in the summer sunshine or rolling wild in majesty. Hardy seamen of wise courage are its islanders so brave, facing dangers without flinching on the wild and stormy wave. Yes, we love our little island, ring the news out full and clear, home of noble sons and sirs, and of mothers true and dear.
As a farewell, we present the music Ronaldsay, composed by Rita Coburn Muir, spouse of John Muir of Bury, North Ronaldsay, composed exactly 50 years ago in June 1967. John Muir, in his book Island Stories, suggests that we listen to the music to remind us of the sounds of the sea. The poem and the music bring to our memories the sounds and the images of North Ronaldsay. Both the poem and the music follow. As far as we know, this will be the world premiere of this North Ronaldsay music. It is performed here by Alison Duncan Twinius, North Ronaldsay.